Hey guys, in today's podcast, we're going to cover a topic that is very close to my heart. It is building confidence and putting yourself in a position where you truly believe that you deserve to be successful. Confidence is hard for a lot of traders, and it's hard because of the way we were brought up. And I was having this conversation the other day with a coach came up to me the other day, and she said if she was a high school coach for track and field, and she was having problems connecting with her women's team. And, I coach an all-women's team, and she was asking for advice. And I said that, we struggled a lot in the beginning when we went all-women. Because coaching women is different than coaching men, right? Coaching men is pretty simple. You just yell at them and fire them up and slap them a little bit, and they'll do whatever you want, right? We're not too complicated of people. Women are a little bit different to coach because they're more analytical. They think more, which can be a positive and or a negative. And something we had to do, especially with the first couple of years of struggling, is we really kind of did a lot of deep dives into the human brains and looking at the really, I guess, the biological differences between women and men and how the brains operate. And we found that a lot of women do, in general, not as much self-confidence, not as much kind of risk it for the biscuit type of thing. And a lot of that has got to be formed by just years and years and years, or decades and decades and decades and centuries of women being told, like, you can't do this or you shouldn't do this, right? We had this conversation before. It's even just recently, we're finally starting to see some type of equality. And even now, it's nowhere near equal. But, not too long ago, women were told that they couldn't work. Right? They couldn't work. They couldn't go to school. They couldn't play sports, right? You had to just stay at home and watch the kids and wash dishes and make sure the food's ready when the man gets home, right? And it takes a while for that kind of mindset to, and not just mindset, but the actual physical changes in the brain to change. And you see the same thing with trading, where for the longest time, because retail trading is fairly new, for the longest time, let me ask you guys this. Did you ever think that you can be a trader? Right? What did you think you had to have in order to be a trader? You had to have, for me personally, people like me didn't trade at all. Like looking in the mirror and people that looked like me, we didn't trade. No, I didn't see anyone that looked like me trading. But you had to be Ivy League school. You had to work on Wall Street. You had to be super great in math. You had to have a fine, sharp chin line, jawline, right? Broad shoulders, right? you had to have this look clean, no beards, right? Clean shaven. You had to have this cut. Or she says, I thought only men could do it. Yeah, because there was no one out there really saying you could, right? So we're kind of ingrained to begin with that, like, we're not supposed to do this. And again, that's changing. That's the cool thing about now. And again, retail trading is relatively new. The era of doing this yourself is still really, 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 really new. So I think if we look at this probably 50 years from now, it's going to be completely different. You're going to look back at a time like, yeah, anyone could trade. It's fair game. But it's a lot of us don't have the confidence to do it. So I think my buddy's the same way, where he's phenomenal with what he does, but he didn't go to college for economics. We were in the same economics class. We both got D's in that class, right? Probably shouldn't have helped each other out in the tests because we got the same grades, but they weren't good. But he doesn't have a background in that stuff. He wasn't in Wall Street. So he feels like he's not in a position. And I struggle with this as coaching. And any of you guys that go into kind of coaching yourself or education, you may do this as well. He feels like he's not worthy to give his opinion. Because who is he? What authority does he have? And I feel for him. I feel for him. Because I think we've all dealt with this. I was the same way. I don't know about Greystone, but I know Charles struggled with this a lot. Where when he was teaching, he was like, look, I don't like, why am I the one? Like, why should people listen to me? And that's tough, but it's that fear that's holding him back. So he's comfortable at the level of doing it for himself, just not for others. And you know what? That's 100% fine. You guys ever read the book Pitbull by Marty Schwartz? Great book, one of my favorite books. Anybody read that book? Big orange book. So Marty Schwartz, one of the best traders of all time, he failed at managing money. One of the best traders of all time. And when it came to managing money for other people, he crapped the bed. And he just discovered it. Hey, like he's okay taking risk and dealing with the psychological battles when it's his own money, but when it comes to someone else, it's just a different game. And that's okay. Right? That is okay. No one says you have to do all of it, right? You can be perfectly fine handling your own money and not handling others. I think it was Cody and I think someone else mentioned this as well. I know Cody mentioned this during his interview that he felt more comfortable with the prop firm's money than his own personal money. So it could be the opposite as well. But either way, it's okay. You just got to find your path and be the best at it. Real quick, Orsi says, I feel like I can't answer all the questions, struggle to explain, which make me feel unworthy. Yeah, and I think that's, I think the difficulty is that we expect ourselves to be experts. Here from my experience, right? The best thing you can do is be honest. And I think that's why, I think that's one of the reasons that people flock to tier 1 trading is because you just get honesty. And if I don't know something, I'm not going to make it up, right? I'm just going to tell you I don't know, and I'll do some research to find an answer. And I think that's the best you can do. I think that's the best you can do. And I think anyone will respect, anyone of worth will respect that. If there's a person that says, "Oh, you're an expert," if anyone ever gets upset with you for admitting that you don't know something, because no one in the world knows everything. If someone ever gets upset with you for admitting that you don't know something, then that's a them problem, right? That's a them problem. I would feel worse if someone lied to me and then I found out later that what they were telling me was complete BS and they just lied to me to give me an answer. Because that's a character thing, right? I judge people by their character. So if you're honest with me and say, like, look, I don't know, but I'll try to find out for you, then I'm like, okay, yeah, I appreciate that, man. You're honest with me. If you're honest with me here, you're going to be honest with me with other things. If you're someone out there that lies to me and I found out you're lying, we're done. We're done, because what else are you lying to me about? Like I have very thin. There's a very thin line when it comes to my trust. You can break it. Well, you can only break it once. Once it's broken, it's done. Right? I will never trust you again. I don't. There's no redemption for me. It's once you break it, it's done. I can never fully trust you again. But it's hard because we label ourselves as an authority figure. We're an expert, but I think all you can do is be honest. Look, like, I don't know. Reach out to Jason Greystone. Maybe he knows. Or, hey, I got this. I'll ask around some people I know, but I don't know. I remember I felt bad the first time Mike Bellafiore asked me a question about volume in Forex. Because that's someone I look up to. And I'm like, man, like I don't know the answer. Like, I know my answer, but I don't have an answer for his question. He was asking me for what indicator would be the best to measure volume in Forex. And my answer is none. But I'm like, I don't want to say that, because he's going to think I don't know what I'm talking about. And I could have easily lied to him. I could have easily been like, well, you know what? Yeah, I use this indicator. I'm like, he's not going to know any better. But eventually he'll find out. And then guess what? Will he ever have any respect for me? No. So I told him the truth. I said, look, man, like I've tried these. In my experience, there's been nothing that has been equivalent to kind of like a VWAP in the stock market, or a level 2 in stock market. So I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep looking. I found stuff that's close, but I just don't know, man. I'm sorry. And he's like, I appreciate it. He said, and then he went on to say, like, I've asked like 10 other people. Of course, I was last in line. Right after you get through everyone else, then you come to me. He's like, I asked like 10 other people, and they said the same thing. And I'm like, yes. Because for a minute, I felt like, man, I'm an idiot. I'm supposed to be this Forex expert, and I can't answer a question for him. But I was just honest, and he respected that. And I think our relationship, we don't have a great relationship as far as like, call each other and hang out or anything like that. But as far as a professional relationship, he knows he can trust me 100%. He feels comfortable sending people my way to ask questions. He feels comfortable speaking next to me at webinars and whatnot, because he knows I'm gonna give him an honest answer. I'm gonna give you guys an honest answer. So, sometimes just admitting you don't know that's the best answer. But the cool thing is, Orsi, if you don't know something and you actually do go on the path to kind of figuring out to answer that question, guess what? The next time you're asked it, you know it. Because now you're like, oh, I didn't notice a year ago, but I did some research because now I'm curious and I want to give you an answer. Now, when the next person asks you the question, and it's going to happen eventually, now you know the answer. So this is part of growth. But yeah, it's tough. It is tough. Why am I feeling unworthy? And to a deeper level, people feel unworthy to have money. That's why so many people fear money. They feel, I don't deserve this money. I should spend it right away. Because I don't deserve. Deserving success is a whole nother story. And Jason can go on for hours about this. So many people don't think they deserve success. So then they self-sabotage because they feel like they don't deserve it. It is crazy how many people actually self-sabotage themselves simply because they feel like they don't deserve to be successful. Why do I deserve to be successful? That is why one of the first things, I think I got this from a Tony Robbins book. One of the first things in my trading plan, or actually, one of the first sections, the philosophy and psychology part, but one of the final sentences in the last paragraph said, I deserve to be successful. And then it listed why. It said, I deserve to be successful because I spent this many years training. I invested in a professional course. I've done the back testing. I've demo traded to ensure that I can recognize it live. I've trained my RAS, right? It listed all the reasons that I deserve to be successful. And again, back then I would read my trading plan every morning. And I think that was when I first did it, it was stupid. Like most of the Tony Robbins stuff, like, I'd start the day by walking on hot coals and whatnot, it's whatever, you go all in. So I'm like, this is stupid, but it makes perfect sense now. Like I was brainwashing myself. It's no different than, I'm a athlete, and we always talk about American football, right? Probably one of the dumbest sports you can play, right? You're literally going out there and getting into car crashes all day, right? That's all it is. You are going out there and you are getting hit by big giant Neanderthals all day, right? Who would actually volunteer for that? Like, hey, who wants to go out there and get concussed today, right? No one. But somehow we go out there. And you know how we go out there? You have a good coach that convinces you to go out there. Same thing for war, right? You have a good coach that gets you in the huddle. He pumps you up. This is family. We're doing this for the city. Blah, 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 right? You're getting pumped up to go out there. And then you go out there, and then later you're like, why the heck did I go out there? But the coach pumped you up. It's the same thing with this. You're giving yourself your own pump-up speech in your trading plan. Akil, success just doesn't happen. You earned it. You took it. All those practice hours. All those hours of back testing. Strategy development. You paid $3,000 for a course. 6 months of work. 10 hours on the charts. No sleep. No food. No air. Now it's your time to eat. Are you hungry? Yeah. How hungry are you? Put your hand on your stomach. You feel that rumbling? That's success. That's your stomach making room for success. You see those charts out there? That's your meal. Here's your fork. Here's your knife. It's time to eat. Ah! That's your pump up. Then you charge out there and get concussed, right? But that was my pump up. Why you deserve success. and you get out there and you do it, man. You get out there and you do it. And then you do it until you actually start to believe it. It's the whole fake it till you make it, right? You got to fake it till you make it, right? Because none of us actually have success to fall back on. But you fake it. You tell yourself what you need to tell yourself to get out there. And then once you start becoming successful, then it gets easier. Like, I don't have to read that anymore because I'm like, well, Akil, how do you know that you deserve success? Or how do you know that you're success? I mean, look at my results. Now you know that you deserve it. You get more confidence that you can do it. But at first, you got to kind of brainwash yourself. So, again, that was, I think, Tony Robbins. There's a lot of Tony Robbins books I've been recommended. I just got another one in the mail by a friend of mine. But that Awaken the Giant Within is the one I just read. He sent me, is it Unshakable? I haven't read that, but a buddy of mine just sent me that. He's a grad student, just got hired at TCU. So, yeah, that was cool. Andrew said, clearly, you do that. I used to, Andrew. I'm telling you, if I would always say this, if I had a fog machine, I would have a fog machine to my office every day. Like, for me, trading was a sport, especially at the beginning, and I had to get in the right mindset to get out there. So I would read my trading plan. I had 2 or 3 songs of pump up music before my trading day. And I would sit there and I would get in the zone before my day started. Now it'd be weird because I was a swing trader, so I'd get in the zone and I would just sit there and do nothing. So I'd get all pumped up and I'd be like, yeah, 2 days from now, you might be at my entry. Ooh. So I'd be all like jittery and like, like ready to go. And then like I'm, candles like 500 pips away from my entry, but I'm like, waiting for you. But yeah, I would do that. I would do that every single day to get in the zone. No lie. Every single day. It wasn't as intense, obviously, but it was just reading through. Yeah. So it didn't make much sense as a swing trader. But again, at that point, I didn't really know. I was unemployed, so I was just in front of the charts every day. Either I was trading or working on something. So for me, I needed to read. I read my whole trading plan front to back. But eventually it went to I would always read that trading psychology and philosophy part every single day. And it worked. It got me ready. It got me in the zone. It was a pump up speech. Yeah. It was a pump up speech, yeah. No lie. I'm a little, again, I'm ex-athlete. I've come to the conclusion from coaching and whatnot that every great athlete has something wrong with them. Now, I wasn't a great athlete. I was a pretty good athlete. But there's a switch that there's something does not connect in the brain. So I fully accepted that. Like I used to bang my head against walls. So that's not normal. I used to hit walls with my hands and make my hands tougher. Like there's something. I've got mommy issues, so maybe that's it. But there's always something. But it's hey, it worked. So don't hit your head against walls, guys. But find something. Find something to put yourself trading in the zone, right? Mark Douglas said it best, right? You got to get in the zone. And whether it's someone slapping you around a little bit, or it's listening to a motivational podcast, or finding a quote of the day. That's what I used to do as well. I still do to this day. I start each morning with a quote. There's cool apps on your phone for that. Find something to get you in the zone. Find something to get that confidence up. Because we know trading will take the confidence from you quick. And if you're not confident, even when you're right, you still don't believe you deserve it. I've had so many traders have like good trading weeks and they're like, yeah, I probably just got lucky. I'm like, no, you earned it. They were a good trade. You didn't get lucky. Like you earned it. It's hard. It's hard for a lot of us because again, going back to what we talked about earlier, like why do we deserve to be successful? We didn't go to Ivy League school. We don't have a degree in economics. Why do we deserve to do something in the market that only these super intelligent, wealthy people are doing? Why do we deserve success? Why does that person from a very small school deserve to be in the pros? Why does Jamie Vardy deserve to be in the Premier League, right? That's a good example, right? Didn't Jamie Vardy start off at the lowest level, if I remember correctly? Wasn't he like at the lowest league in Europe. I like his story. Remember, I heard something like he was in a game under like house arrest. Is that true as well? I don't know. He had like an ankle bracelet on in one of his games. I don't know, but he's someone who is it's weirdly will go down as one of the best Premier League strikers ever. And this guy started in whatever he was never supposed to be successful ever, apparently. So we deserve it because we work hard for it. And you work hard for it, you deserve every bit of your success. And then you start walking around differently. Like, yeah, oh, you just got lucky. And you start getting offended by people that say, oh, must be nice. Or you got lucky. Like, the must be nice people, I want to punch them in the face. If anyone ever says, oh, I've been trading for 15 years, consistently profitable trader, I live on my own terms, all that stuff, must be nice, like that offends me. Because when I hear must be nice, it's like, for me, it sounds like, oh, you just got lucky. Or that, oh, I can't do it as well. And it offends me because I worked my behind off to become successful. So if you ever say that I got lucky, I'm going to punch you right in the face. I am. That's probably one of the most offensive things you can ever say. Because people don't know the hard work that we put in. People don't know how many years you spent developing strategy and failing, right? People don't see all that hardship of crying in front of your computer because you spent 2 hours or two months back testing something to realize it doesn't work. Like, people don't see that part. Like, no, like, punch in the face. Hey guys, big news. I got a brand new YouTube channel. It's not really new, but I'm new to promoting it. It's called Akil Shorts. It's little quick 1-minute quick tip videos that are aimed at giving you motivation and empowering and inspiring you to become the best trader that you can be on a daily basis. So if you ever need a quick pick me up or just kind of brief short trading lessons because your attention span is pretty short, check out my YouTube channel, Akil Shorts. Make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. That way you don't miss the newest uploads.